Take a seat.
Go ahead. Take a seat with you. Partner's list.
I'm not actually
Tevin and Valor.
relationship. I didn't get my
That does it fine.
somewhere I got mine. I didn't take mine home yesterday. Get it back.
Thank you.
I didn't know what it is.
You may take it.
Yeah, I got your
There we go. I still looks. I look pretty good.
Me and Joey did coffee stuff.
Good morning. Dolly.
Some guy got tackled last year. Some guy got tackled last year. I'm not joking. I was walking down the street with my friend, and this guy was behind his gun.
That's your hair right now. Please let a message out for the day. But you guys,
What? What? Hey, you guys sit right here. You're in my group. So. Josh?
Kevin, don't get your computer.
They say Kyle's watching.
Wait till Jake comes out.
Just walk with the fire for Lauren, right?
I'd have a movie. Don't make me stand up, boy.
Oh. Oh, yeah, that right.
Down this way.
Get your nasty bird.
This ain't this way.
You're my group. No, you're one drink.
Keep laughing. Don't act like me.
We're in a group.
I'm a
Directions are on the board. Please read them carefully.
Oh my goodness gracious. Take a seat with your parents' list on the screen. List. Oh, list.
He does that.
You have permission slips. I need them now.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't got mine. When did you need them? Yes.
I'm on
The end of the day tomorrow.
Okay, I'll get it. Hey, you gotta sit over there, girl.
I'm the best nerd.
Come back to me by the end.
Any other permission slips?
Where are we going?
Oh, yeah, here, I got it.
Is the camera on right now? Hey, turn me place on.
Anybody else with a permission slip?
And boys, I'm gonna be doing all.
Anybody else? Last call. Somebody remind me, what happens with permission slips at the end of the school tomorrow?
If you don't get turned, you won't be going.
There we go. Whoa. Does everyone have a lab sheet for today? You should. It was in your directions for when you came in.
That's what.
There's one group gift per group.
Oh yeah, Larry's brother. God, someone come over here and sit by me. Yeah, come over here and sit.
Everyone has a lab sheet now, yes?
I'm sorry, I missed.
piece of this measurement unit. Okay? Take a look up here. Have we summarized historical methods of measurement? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Have we demonstrated the ability to make accurate linear measurements?
Yes.
Straight line measurements?
Yes.
Have we done that both standard and metric?
Yes.
Yes. Can we convert between standard and metric units? Yes. Can you argue for or against using the metric system in the United States?
Yes.
Yes. There's one thing that we've skipped over that we need to go back and do. Calculate density. What we're doing today is we're going to be reviewing calculating density, and this is a review. If you were in my science class last year, you did this last year. If you were in Miss Mike's science class last year, you did this last year. I know we spent about 2 weeks on this last year in both science classes, so it should be very much review. That's why I've saved it for the very, very end. Anybody remember the formula for finding density of an object? Anybody? Okay, you guys need to write this down.
Those things beside of our names, is that our grades? Hey, I'm doing good then.
Density is mass divided by volume. Give everybody a second to get that written down.
I was about to write divided by, and then I put the divided by sign.
Density is mass divided by volume. Tell me about mass. How do you find mass? Joey?
How much to
No.
find how much it takes, the space it takes up?
Okay. I think what you're telling me there is more like volume. Volume is how much space does something take up. Let's go ahead and write that down. Okay. What do you know about mass? What do you use to measure mass? Drake, what do you use?
Grams.
Okay. Our unit is typically grams.
Yeah.
Okay. What tool do we use? And do you have one sitting on your table?
Yes.
And what is that thing?
Triple beam balance.
Triple beam balance. Good, Drake. You should raise your hand.
My bad.
How do you find volume?
Goodness gracious.
So our mass is measured with a triple beam balance. And mass is really just how much stuff do we have? I heard a really good question. I think it was Tevin.
Yeah.
Say it one more time for us.
How do you find volume?
How do you find volume? Let's write that question down. How do we find volume? Can anyone help us out? Get us started with this question. How do we find volume? There's several different ways that we can do it.
Mass times.
Hey,
If Miss Skaggs in math class asked you to find the volume of a cube, where each side is 1 inch, how would you do that?
Look at this.
Drake, what would you do?
take 1 times, however many sides there is.
Okay, so it has to do with how many sides it is. We're on the right track. How would you find the volume of a cube? What would you do?
Man,
Okay, you could measure it. side is 1 inch.
Measure the side. You add them up.
You add them.
Yeah.
Everyone take out the wooden block that you have. Now we have measured these wooden blocks in several different ways. Let's imagine for a second that each side is 1 inch long, wide, or tall. How would you find the volume?
Just measure the whole thing.
We're on the right track. Width times length times
With
height. Okay, if we're finding volume, we're finding the 3 dimensions, how much space it takes up. So we need to multiply length times width times height. And that's how we get the volume of a rectangle or a square. Do you think it's the same for all the other shapes? The exact same formula?
No.
No. Every different kind of 3-dimensional shape has a different formula. Do you think I'm going to make you memorize those formulas?
No.
No.
No. You guys ever need them, you can look them up. We could do formulas though. That is one way. Just like the cube, length times width times height. There's a formula for cylinders. There's a formula for triangles. There's a formula for every shape that's a regular shape.
is a circle.
For a sphere, yes. Thank you, Drake. What about for a shape? Everybody take out your piece of black foam.
What? Oh.
Is that a regular shape?
No.
Yeah.
Not really. I didn't cut it in a perfect rectangle or a perfect square. That's not a regular shape.
Oh well.
So how would you find the volume of them?
Estimate.
Could estimate. We're looking for the exact volume though.
Measure each side and then multiply.
Okay, that is possibly one way. What we're going to do today is called displacement. We're going to look at something called displacement today. Everybody find the graduated cylinder that you have on your table. Does everyone have your graduated cylinder? Hold up your graduated cylinder. Everybody should be holding up the same thing. There we go. Everybody's got the graduated cylinder. So I'm going to draw a graduated cylinder up here on the board.
Nice.
Okay, so that's approximately what a graduated cylinder looks like, right? Yeah. And we've got some markings over here on the side.
Got a bunch of markings.
What is the unit of these markings?
Millimeters.
Millimeters?
Milliliters.
Milliliters. Okay, these markings are milliliters. So we've got 1 milliliter, 2 milliliters, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 in our little drawing here. And then,
On here, Miss Anderson, it goes by tens.
okay. Yours is bigger, so it goes by tens. That's fine. Then we've got some smaller marks here that show us the individual numbers. Okay. What I'm going to ask you to do in a couple minutes is I'm going to ask you to put some water into your graduated cylinder. Let's say that we put some water into the graduated cylinder and it looks like this. When we look at it, we will see a curved line. Anybody remember what that curved line is called? Starts with an M. Anybody remember? This curved line
Dance.
That's called a meniscus. Meniscus. Okay, so when you look at the water, it's going to have a curved line, and you're going to measure it at the very bottom of that line. So here's the bottom of the curved line. So we have 4 milliliters. Everybody with me so far? Questions so far? Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to drop something into our graduated cylinder. Everybody hold up your stack of 5 pennies. We're gonna drop that into our graduated cylinder.
And then it's gonna go up.
And, Drake, say one more time, what'd you just say?
It's gonna go up.
What's gonna go up? The pennies? They're gonna float?
Not the water.
Why?
Because you added more mass to it. Or
I
volume to the water.
added something into it.
Yeah.
And when I add the pennies in, they take up space, right?
Yeah.
They have volume.
We did
They
this.
are something that takes up space.
We did this at Bill Fleming. We like had a thing like that and we just put marbles in it and we had like 30 or 40 marbles in it until it ran over.
Good. So we put our 5 pennies in here. They take up some space because they have volume. And when that happens, it makes the water be displaced. And that water gets pushed up just a little bit. The pennies take up some space, so the water has to move. What's our volume now? 5 milliliters. So, how much volume, how much space did the pennies take up?
1 milliliter.
Why do you say 1?
Because we went from 4 to 5.
We went from 4 to 5. The difference between your starting point and your ending point tells you how much volume your object had. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone take a look at your lab data sheet. Everyone should have one, yes?
Everyone in the group or just one person?
Every person should have a lab data sheet. That's what your directions were at the beginning of class. So let's start at the beginning. The very first thing is a threaded metal peg. What does that mean? Hold that one up.
This thing will look heavy at first.
Jesse, which one do you have? No? That's not quite it. Look and see if there's something else that could be it. Derek's got it. Dora's got it. William's got it. Kevin's got it.
Hey.
Dakota's got it. You guys don't got it. Look around what everybody else has. There we go. What does threaded mean?
Has
So, Bruce.
It has spiral lines going all the way around it, so it can work like a screw. Okay? Mr. Bradley did. He got them all for me. So look at your lab sheet. What's the first column say? What's the first column asking you to do? Mass. How would you measure the mass? You would put it on the, what's it called?
triple beam belt.
Okay, so we're gonna measure the mass by putting it on the triple beam balance. Then, Dora, what do you think we're gonna do next? Okay, we can write it down. What's our next step gonna be? The third column over asks us to do what?
Starting volume of H2O.
Starting volume of H2O. Starting volume of H2O where? In my swimming pool?
In this thing.
In the graduated cylinder. Excellent. So we're going to put some water into the graduated cylinder. Doesn't matter how much water.
No, I'm sure. Yeah.
Not really. It really doesn't matter. We need to write it down accurately, but it really doesn't matter.
So we put as much as we want in it? Or as much as you want?
Yeah. You can put as much as you want. Tevin.
Our balance thing gets sticks. And try to measure it and go down, but
Okay. When we get started, I'll send you across the hall to Miss Mike. You can get a different one out of her cabinet.
I
Okay?
have a question. How are
What's
we
your
supposed to
question,
get
Drake?
this block down in there?
Okay, the block you are not going to find the volume of in the same way. The block, we're gonna save till the end, and you guys are gonna find the volume of the block in a different way,
This one.
okay? So, let's go back to William. William's got us started here. We're gonna put some water into our graduated cylinder. Does it matter exactly how much water we put in? No. What are we gonna do next?
And then volume of H2O.
We're gonna take our object and
Drake, say it real loud for us.
We're gonna take our thingy and put it in there.
We're going to take whatever object we're working on and we're going to drop it into the graduated cylinder. And then what are we gonna do?
We're gonna see where it is.
You're going to look at the level of the liquid again. And when you do that, what are you going to find out?
That it rose.
It will have rows because whatever you're putting in will take up some space.
Right.
And then what?
We'll write it down.
So you found your starting volume, you found your ending volume,
And then you subtract.
you subtract. Subtract the ending from the starting,
This one.
you write that down. So now you've got your mass. Now you've got your volume. What do you do next?
The density. The mass and volume.
You use the mass and you use the volume.
Divide.
What formula do you use, Michaela? We divide. Divide how? Which one first?
Divide by volume.
Excellent. Mass divided by volume, and that gives us what? Ashley, what does that give us? Mass divided by volume. Density. So you write that down. Then what do you do?
See if it floats.
Jacob, tell me again.
See if it floats.
See if it floats. Good. What questions do you guys have? Any questions at all before we get started? Okay. What I'd like for you guys to do. Sink is here. I have some paper towels here. Please don't waste them. Use what you need, but don't waste them. I'm going to recommend to you that you put all papers, except for your data sheet, way far out of the way. If you want to put them on the back counter, that's fine. When you're ready, one person from each group can take water out of the sink.
What about your phone thing? How are we gonna measure it?
What do you mean?
Go get another of these from the store. Starting water.
Go get water. Call it round round.
The one that's on the bottom shelf doesn't work either, so you're gonna have to get one.
Side is switched.
I don't like anyone in there.
Either way.
You should be getting water in your big measuring cup.
Alright, I got this at 50.
You should be getting water in your big measuring cup.
Yeah, I got this at 50. Okay. At 50, remember, 50. What does it mean by that? Ready? 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 Huh? Wait, what's at 50? Went up to 53.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
53, I don't have a pen.
Good?
53.
Doctor.
Alright, so we did the die. So
Would be the box.
you gotta write down the starting volume.
You need to write down all those words every time?
What words?
Are you writing right now?
So can I just put
Just put the number there, would it be fine? Okay.
Let's just start.
Fall over on me.
Marble. How do I get this out of here again?
You have to go pour it out.
Everybody got that?
Really?
Oh, it's 40.
Yeah. Make sure you look straight at it, otherwise that curved meniscus is gonna trick you.
Why am I not doing this yet?
I mean, we have to go up there every time.
Try that front.
We have to go up there every time we need more water.
Rick, listen very carefully. What should you fill up with water? You should go to the sink and fill up water. Once you fill it up,
With water. No, like I'm saying, like there, I had 50 and I just take it off. And then after I get done,
if that works for you. Yes, sir.
Where's this start? I can run the volume. We can better.
marble.
Here's what we're using today.
Oh, we have to.
And that's a 51.
Water and well, you have to measure it first before you can measure it again.
Put it in there.
Here,
What's
this is the
that?
thing. I don't know.
You didn't call me.
Go get a tad bit of water.
You gave me a stupid kid. They don't know how to work.
Just get water in that. Just get water. That's the only thing I need is water. Get some water.
Is it lined up inside?
Give me some water.
I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
Okay, well, you need help.
Nothing right now.
It's not taking long.
You need to, Ryan. If that will help your brain function.
Don't want to spend the water.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey Phil. Oh. Oh. What are you doing? That's my paper. No, it's not. What's the next one?
I wouldn't block.
We can't do it. Copies.
Now,
What's the pennies? Are these pennies like super glued together?
This sounds weird.
what was it in first?
50, and it went up to 51.
No, for the, pennies.
I mean, what was it?
Does it float in water?
Went up from 50 to 51.
You can find the.
It's pretty fun. You know it was.
That's two.
Yeah, let me make that noise. No, last time was.
Let's get some paper towels on. That'll be your effort for this project. This project is brought to you by Ryan, we didn't need that much. There, take those back. You're using the paper towel. Look at the world's biggest rubber band. Going back to 50.
Cause I might get asked.
Ask the what?
Ooh, 50. That's 52.
Okay. All kinds of shit. They got this field in,
Just fill it
this
up with
field
these.
in,
Who?
and then they have this right here filled in.
Well, they're supposed to, right?
Well,
Alright, what comes after the pennies?
if you were smarter, we could have had this. Okay, what was it?
52.
Uh,
Fill mine out. Oh, yeah, I know that.
I know what you did first.
I should have said,
Did either of those slow?
No. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. It's not a negotiable.
6. 6.5.
Let me see your back front.
Hang on.
Kill us no place.
You're supposed to pay attention. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah, but I'm already caught up. I just need this one. So, yeah. Cause I'm
Just let me
good.
take this one.
It's like wherever you almost said, it just goes, and then there's like that little stream and it slows down.
I get wet and swimming. I'm let you know. Now. Not a bar.
Don't learn stupid in the hall. Morning.
What's the?
We never did wooden
We
block.
never did do thread.
Or wooden block.
Wooden block can't be in there.
You should.
The metal, flat metal bar stays at 50.
Whatever we start with. Okay, so if it was exactly 5? And then. Write down exactly what was that for? So I didn't. No.
No, we didn't even.
Exactly. What
You
is it
can't
right now?
phase me, bro. Alright, now we gotta do this shit. I'm speaking as the captain of the runaway train.
Now what math did you do?
GRUBB.
Yeah.
Back here. 30 minus 20.
51. Which one was the highest?
Then what do you do?
The bar?
Divide what? Does that make sense?
Get you, go. Yeah, the threaded thing just stayed at 50. What do we do now, Miss Anderson? I don't know till this one's gonna float. I mean, phone floats. What do we do now?
Yeah, do you have all your math and stuff?
What do you mean?
Have you found the mass of all your objects?
On that? Oh, no.
What did you find using the graduated cylinder? Value. So what's the other piece that you? I just Then you divide that. So right now you shouldn't have anything in the density. You haven't done density yet because you haven't done math.
I tried telling Miss Anderson.
It went up like 2.
You just know girls, I don't listen anymore.
Jay.
Not Jake, I'm Drake.
You don't know. I said Drake.
This one is.
The Jake's quiz.
This one's 4.8. Nah, 4.8.
The very last one we did was 5.
phone piece.
Yeah, phone. Yeah, the phone piece.
You guys thank me.
Ron, I said it.
No, I did. Hang on,
This one is 6.9. Now I'm doing the hollow.
And you know those pennies.
You want me to spend this out?
Hold on one
yeah.
second.
Drop 5. I might just get it because I'm hungry.
I'm going with eggs. I'm going with eggs.
You're going what?
With who? Dakota?
You're going what?
Does that make sense?
Clear. I think I could. It's cold time.
No, it's warm.
It is over here.
Bro,
No,
let's just say let's go swimming then.
it'd be steaming.
The one that I'm getting, my mom, we're sticking some,
I want a hot tub.
This one is 13.5. No, you don't.
I would just sit there. I would like hook up the PlayStation so I'd move around. I would set the hot tub right there where I could see into the
No,
river.
you don't. No, you don't.
You know where I live?
Yeah.
Where do I live?
What was the first?
I don't know what y'all think.